Yo, yo, yo. Hello. Um, as the title says, I will be focusing on finding your place and doing what you do best. I think I wrote. Yeah, this thing with starting a topic is always difficult. But, I'm just gonna go on a rant. That's what I feel that I need. I It's very, very hectic right now, but I love it. It's good. It's good to have things to do. It's good to feel you're going somewhere. You're going somewhere with yourself. You are contributing something and you're building on yourself. Lectures this week, active and passive, it's still different with those active ones. There is two presentations that I did. I I submitted paper. I have participated in webinars. I've had a job interview yet today. Let's start about that. You know, excuse me, I just have I drink so much. I just came from the sauna. And I actually did make a video on the way home here. But no, I decided let's just go on a rant and a live. Because I have a lot to I was gonna say decompress, but a lot to ventilate or get off of my chest, if you wish. Sounds so serious, but just have. Okay. Interview. I went to. It was a digital interview with two people, and I just went. I actually forgot about it. Also, it's funny. I was just thinking after class. I had it in my schedule and everything, but it just completely went off. But anyway, I went there and logged in to the meeting, and I felt a little bit nervous. It's strange to just connect yourself like I am now. I feel completely relaxed and everything right now. But when you're having like two people there sitting in front of you, and then they start to ask, like, "Who are you?" And these big open questions, which is good. Open questions are good, but it's a little bit like, "Oh, wow." Um, and especially like, yeah, introvert and not used to like answer like this. It's the same thing when we're having class. The teacher sometimes just go to you, um, and like make an argument in 2 minutes. You have 1 minute to make an argument or something about a question or stuff like that. Same thing this interview, like it's it's good in a way. I mean, but then just it's a little bit of because I'm a lot of times in my head the whole days, and I'm lonely. And not lonely sounds wrong. It sounds like, but sometimes it's tough, of course. But in general, I'm doing fine with that. I have my stuff, I have my duties, my obligations, etc., etc. Interview. I just went there, and I'm gonna have this attitude that I have, of course, I understand how it works. You need to show what you can contribute, who you are, if they like you as a person. Sometimes they don't like you as a person. And but I went there really with the attitude of like I'm not gonna necessarily care about the outcome. I know what I can give. I know who I am. I know what I can provide. I know that I am of value. Um, so I got basically out everything that I felt that I wanted. They started to talk about salary expectations and such. And unfortunately, they don't meet my requirements. And I don't think that I have very high requirements. It's around the average pay for this job title. And they were way below that. So they said that we cannot meet that. Not to bore you with this stuff, I'm going on to another topic soon. Just, I'm gonna just really talk on whatever I can talk about to get stuff out of my head. Because I'm thinking sometimes I cannot sleep about stuff I wanna do, and then stuff that I am not capable of, or I am not good enough. I have all these like ghosts or whatever it is. And to be honest, all what it really is just me pushing myself, I think. I think that I am sometimes too hard on myself, and I forget that. Um, yeah, but the interview maybe went on. I don't even know the time. I was a bit nervous in the beginning, but in general, I felt that they got a good perception of me. I could go on with the questions. I could, even if I say like I'm a little bit contradictory to what I say in a way, because I feel it's big questions, and then you're like, okay, where do I start? But I could go on. I could describe like every question. I could go on, and I felt that they got some substance from what I was saying. It was not just like a lot of jargon, and at least not from my perspective. I mean, they could be wrong. They could see different in me. I don't know. But in the end, I don't care. I really don't care to. This is the thing. I say that I don't care about proving myself. Because it's so, I feel uncomfortable to the core. Like, okay, I need to put on this dress, or I need to, like, not literally, but just I need to put on like this role, and now I need to prove myself. But I understand that myself. Imagine having company. If you want to build something, you want the best to help you build that. But the thing is that I also feel, I mean, I went another interview I went on for a couple of weeks ago that I thought went very well, and I followed up 1 week after, no response. And that, I think, then I start to question, like, oh, am I bad? All this stuff, all the ghosts, or all the whatever it is, I but it's not like that. I need to remember that it's not always like that. Sometimes they just don't care about getting back to you. And that's fine. Go on then. I mean, I'm not sitting here thinking about that. What do you say? All hour around the clock. Um, but I, of course, I have experienced that before. Many don't get back to you, but this was maybe the first time you go to an interview and you don't hear anything back. Anyway, moving on. And that's moving forward. That brings me actually to an interview, or to a topic. Yesterday, like I mentioned, there are two presentations this week. I had one seminar on Monday, or yeah, I think it was yes, Monday. Present my seminar topic, and that went well. And then on Thursday was a group presentation that went well. I think I got everything that I wanted to say about that. I'm actually kind of satisfied with myself, for because there it is kind of a hectic tempo. And then I got to chance to work today, but I didn't say yes to it because I had the interview at that hour when I was supposed to start work. I think the interview was at 1 in the afternoon, and work was supposed to start maybe an hour after that. Maybe I could have managed if I really squeezed it in, but yeah, it didn't happen today. And you know the class, I can say that actually. When it comes to building something, it's not like, oh, I take a job as a salesperson, or I take a job as a carpenter, or I take a job as a taxi driver, and then I build myself. For me, it's not like that. I don't think it just isn't. It just isn't the way for me. I want to have a job, of course, that I feel I can provide and give in it. But the job I'm doing now, though, it has not been much yet. Nothing last week, nothing this week. Hopefully, then next week. I need to make my schedule and put myself available more. That's what I need to do. They have actually reached out to me and asked if I wanted to work, but it's been just stuck in group meetings, lectures, presentations, interview, etc. I am like at the point where I really think. I mean, I'm not really at the point where for a long time I'm just considering all the time opportunities. What is interesting? Um, I know that I kind of feel an urge, and I feel very, very, I guess, passionate, or that maybe it's wrong to use that word in this context. I'm just very saddened, and I wish to make an impact to help local non-governmental organizations, or one chosen one, to work against child trafficking. I mean, I've been working on my paper that I submitted on Tuesday morning, actually consists of this. It's a seminar, it's a human rights course that I'm taking, and the title is Human Rights Violation of Children in Cambodia, analyzing the discrepancies between Cambodian law, international legislation, and on corporal punishment, child marriage, and child trafficking. So, this is huge topics. I have personally interviewed back this summer, right after the summer break started, basically in June, sometime in June, I think it was. And here was where it gets difficult. You'll have like a topic you would like to research as a student, perhaps do field work about. You're reaching out to an NGO, you manage finally to have some NGO to answer you, local. And there's this person just seeing it. You don't really get any good response. You're like trying to figure out, like, okay, I would like to meet people, basically, to know more about this phenomena and how I can make a topic out of this. And you basically just don't really get any response, and just, no, this seems too difficult, because it is a difficult topic. Nobody want to talk about it. On the top of that, you reaching out to you proposing an idea how to get funds for this, and you reaching out to your mentor. It's not your mentor, it's just teacher, professor, whatever. And this woman in question is like, you need to have a case study. No, no, no. Like, I refer to my previous email to you. This is, I don't know, I have told you before, you need to have a case study. Yeah, of course. But I didn't necessarily know that. And the problem with that is not that me as a student, I need to take responsibility for doing what is required to be able to go and do whatever I intend to do. Sure. The problem is not that. The problem is that you don't have anybody really to discuss with. And that, I feel, has been a problem with my program since the beginning, actually, a little bit. Almost since the beginning. There is not really anybody responding you. There is no mentor. Like this woman, she was actually, I feel, supposed to do her obligation to be a little bit more interested, show a little bit of just show a little bit of an interest in guiding you. Like you can maybe aim, I see, maybe like you are trying this seems difficult, like no, you need to follow this principle, do like this. And I don't know, maybe just maybe I was gonna say maybe invite me for a meeting so we can talk in person and try to figure out together. But I guess that maybe that's on my end. Yeah, um, but it doesn't end there. I can tell you that it doesn't end there. Just because you cannot do something under the time limit and the time frame and under the roof or under the umbrella of university doesn't mean that you can create something by yourself. The thing is, I think this life is very hard. Many people will never, most people understand life is hard, but many people will not question status quo, because they have everything set up for them. Doesn't mean there are problems anyway, of course, but what I mean is that you will want something. If you will want to do something, you will have to work very hard for that. Especially in today's age, especially right now, uh, there are so many there's so many problems and there are so many difficulties to do something, because I don't know, it just seems we are getting further away from each other as people, maybe. And that's sad. If that is true, we're losing connection to each other and we are just becoming like frameless creatures, conditioned to have opinions, ideas about ourselves and our human fellow brother or sister. I am very interested in a lot of things. I write here like very often. I'm writing notes, I'm trying to figure out what can I focus on, what should I focus on, what should I prioritize, what do I want to build, and sometimes you just seem very stuck. You have to kind of understand that I say this many times, that things don't change. Like you cannot do like build a business overnight, for example. It takes time, is what I'm saying, of course, but you need to be able to kind of paint something in front of you and know that there is a way there. Um, I see so many of these. There are a lot of scams online, of course, and there is a lot of, yeah, I mean, scams. It is this a lot of get rich quick money pyramid schemes that exist online. But then there's also very, very hard, aggressive crime right now. And I'm glad that I bring that up, although it's sad. because um, like shootings every day in this country, and essentially every day. Sorry, just bear with me. The phone is ringing. I will not pick it up now. Yeah, anyway, I keep going. There are crimes like increasing like absolutely insane in this country. Gangs, shootings, and don't even there. I guess there. I don't see any new release on sexual violence. Although I saw one just before I started this video. Right now, I don't see any new statistics on rape, for instance. Although it's probably the highest in Europe. Absolutely, I think. But I need to check. It's been before. I'm for sure it has been. But this I saw right now was immigrant pedo sentence for 1992. 92 sexual crimes underaged for underage towards against underage girls exploiting on social media. It is an absolute horrible criminal landscape in this country, and it makes me think like every day. I mean, it makes me think, what is it worth to be here? But that is wrong because this is my country. This is where I come from. So why should you leave? Or I, in this case. I did apply for a job for the police. They didn't go through with me, and that's bad on their end. I know I am a great researcher. I just really enjoy to do digital investigations. Um, but what were I gonna go with that? I was gonna go with I guess it was that the crime. The climate is really horrible. Although you may not see anything yourself, but just be at the wrong place, you know. Um, I don't believe in politicians. Now I remember what I was gonna get to. I'm just very interested, like I told you, in a lot of things, a lot of interests, and I have an interest of expressing myself like this. There, as you may know, whether you're looking from UK, whether you're looking at this from United States, you're looking from this from Europe or Australia or anywhere else, you know that there are all these small, alternative, good-hearted people that want to make reports or talk about the news. Basically, you know, they wish to comment. They do response videos. They comment like social commentary, I guess commenting on mainstream media or things that goes on. Imagine the election coming up in the United States in a couple of weeks. people are a lot talking about this small, very small alternative news channels, just like one person sometimes, just a normal private person giving their opinions. I think this is amazing. This is so good because that's the right to exercise your right to have your opinion. Then of course there are different kind of aims for this, because you can, on one hand, you can be biased. You can have your opinion and talk about, I know so many and I follow many without mentioning any names now. There are many that I follow, like every now and then, or daily, it depends. And then there are those who are more like an observer, objective position. I find this very interesting. I mean, I have considered to talk, I do talk a little bit about, I guess, politics sometime here, but this is more like a place where you have to really decide, would it be worth to do that for a whole episodes, do episode after episode in regards to events that goes on. Like, I could absolutely try it, do it for fun. Could do it for fun just to see where it goes, and if it develops, if I get any feedback. Feedback. What kind of feedback do I get this channel? Because this channel started for started with basically. I think it really did start not necessarily with the INFP, although I did a lot of those related videos, amateur, very amateur videos in regards to the INFP topic, and even wrote the book about it. It was a chapter, it was a chapter in my life that I wanted to do that. Now it has just, but I think the style is still the same. I still decided that I'm not gonna try to portray and follow some kind of niche, although the INFP videos were a niche for sure. But it was just a way for me at that time when I made those videos. I remember it was a great way to reach out, and I actually did get some friends because of that. I guess I would consider it friends at the time anyway. Now it's more like, okay, would I, now I'm really, really just, this is a place for me to ventilate, basically. That's what it is. Nothing more, nothing less. Of course, I talk about certain topics. I was thinking about actually making a politics video, and I mean, I am interested in politics. I do study. I did study it, and it's very related to my studies now, and I have studied it before, like political philosophy and social science and even law. Regardless of that, I would be interested in making more of a opinion related video, at least, about the current or upcoming election, without necessarily taking side. But although, if I would say, um, I just think about, no, whatever, I just think about having a perspective. Yes, because if I told now, between these two options that exist, I just really obviously see only one option, and that is Trump. There is no chance from what I have seen, and I cannot just start. I can just get to understand how Kamala Harris can now be in the leading polls with like 2% or something. Let me see that actually. Yesterday I checked this. Today is the 17th. And I'm checking the page. What was that page again? It was I forgot the page. It was all right. Let's check this one. Projects.538.com. Let's see here. No, but this doesn't make any sense. Where is it? I'll change. I had a site that I liked yesterday. Updated 17th October. But where is a total? I don't care about states. But come on, what is this? How, now, perfect. October. They don't have for today. Yeah, but okay, Trump 46, Harris 48.5. To me, I cannot get to understand that. From the interviews I've seen with her, compared to, I think the reason why, the way I view it, okay, she had all this time. She been in the office. She's in the Biden administration, and not have completed all these things that she now say she's taking after Trump that has been so against before. Now suddenly that is of interest. And the way he speaks, he may be very very likely be a narcissist. But I think the one thing that I like, or I don't know if I like it, but yes, I do like it, that is he is not a career politician. He is not someone who has she has done some good things, I'm sure, but I'm not afraid to say that she has used her position as a woman to get a little bit better in a position, because we know she was together with this I get this forgot his name. I was just reading this. Willie Brown. There it is. I knew it was something with W. They were in a relationship, and why did she get to a position? Because of him. Not fully. And this may, so some people this is, oh, you are so controversial for saying this, Tom, or you are even sexist or whatever. It has nothing to do with that. We know that a lot of, and this is sad. That is my point. This is a patriarchy phenomena where people of power sometimes can give position to women just if they get something in return. You know what I mean? Um, that happens. It happens a lot. It doesn't say the woman is bad, or, but it's sad. It has to be like that. But back to what I said. Trump, what he gives some kind of security in his arguments. He claimed things that he will do, and then of course, if we will do it or not, that will be really interesting to see. But he is a businessman, okay? He know how to argue. He's very like frank about what he say. He is also seems to be a people man. You guess I say that? Yeah, like a normal you somebody that you can actually connect with and have a conversation with. Yeah, he may come from all wealthy background, and he may be like a very wealthy that is having a specific attitude. Probably he do have that kind of, you know how some rich people just have their own ethique, or morale or something. He may have that in his circles also, but from what I've seen in when he meet people and when he is giving speeches or in interviews, he gives a sense of confidence, like an extreme confidence. Call him narcissist or whatever, still he gives a confidence. And then this thing that he can connect with normal people. He knows what drives economy. Hopefully, I mean that's the impression that I get. These are my views in terms of Kamala. What is she even saying in the interviews? It makes no sense. I'm sorry, she's not making sense. She's just talking about, oh, I love small medium businesses. My mother was a business owner. I come from a middle. She's trying to put these kind of labels on herself so people can relate to that. Trump, he don't do that. He just talk. He's very much like straight to the point, and then whatever it will be in. What I'm trying to say is that if he now is elected, how is the global politics and international relations and security relations going to evolve? That is because we know that the Democratic Party is more trying to have what do you call cross-border relations, and like just look at the Ukraine war, how much money they are giving out to that. How will that change and affect if Trump is elected? Many big questions. This is just my take. You don't have to like it. I don't expect any to like it. I don't say that I am right, but I have my perspective of it. It's just out of these two people, I think it's a clear choice to me. There's somebody, he seems to be someone who is more relatable, and he seems to be somebody who actually get things done that he says he will. And he is somebody who is a person you should not say trust. I mean, I don't trust politicians, but the thing is that he is not necessarily a politician. That's the way I view it. And all these people saying that, oh, he's using this just to claim his own safety and stuff. Yeah, maybe. Who knows? I just don't know if I can believe anything anymore. That's the difficult part. The difficult part, he's probably has not fully he is not fully clean in probably a lot of senses. Neither is she. I mean, this is interesting. Just look at this. Look at Biden. Look at his son. Do you think that Kamala is also then just this absolute perfect person? No. There, none of them are. But yeah, it's. I don't even know. Like, it's so important though. Democracy is important. We don't want to go in a direction of dictatorship. It's the worst possible. Europe has to remain free. Sweden, the United States, sincerely believe it needs to still stick together. Not move in a direction like any of the dictatorship country. That is not a recipe for growth. Although if you ask them, if they could have a bigger share in the global market, just like China did get I don't know when this was, but this is maybe 20, 30 years ago. They did get into the WTO, World Trade Organization, on the same terms like everybody else, and it just boomed, it exploded, it became so powerful and so much growth, financial growth. But now it's another question, what's going on there? I don't want to a society to turn into something like communism where you have just a small party that everything goes to this party. And they say it should be for everybody. No, it's because everybody's a owner. No, it never turns out like this. The major thing for a dictator, the major one thing for a dictator party or one state party is to do anything to portray its people with confidence and that they are strong and they are doing changes and improvements and growth and all of these things. They do that for one single reason, and it's always going to be for staying in power. That's all there is. There are places in China they are just building fancy places, but nobody can afford to live there just because they need to do something that shows progress, shows growth, it shows strength. It's just a matter of time until a society like that collapses completely. And I'm saying this because I know, I study this, I read a lot about this, I research about this. I don't mean like I'm writing a scientific paper or anything, but I am researching these things. Whether I am in school, whether I am um, home reading or watching documentaries, I I do it because I'm very interested actually in political ideology, I guess, and that because I think I don't like to use that I words. I don't like to say that I hate things. But one thing that I can tell you is that I do hate extremism and extremism, and I do hate communism. That is absolutely horrible ideology that goes very, very deep into something that is very, very bad for humanity. Just like all extremisms. Most isms, there's something that is nasty about isms. A religious ism, they seem to take things to weird places. I am going to wrap it up here. I feel a little bit better. I think I have spoken on a lot of things, and I am very hungry. Like I said, I've been to the sauna. I didn't eat really a proper lunch actually. Yeah, anyway, for whoever watched this, whoever got something out of it, it's always a pleasure to have someone. I don't do it for getting viewers or have someone to listen, but if someone enjoyed to listen, why not? See you around, people. Take care.